Okay, good afternoon to all. Welcome to another week of Zoom interviews brought to you by Sports Corner PH. My name is Gab Peras. And today we're gonna talk about youth football kasi kanina nakasama tayo sa press con ng 7 aside 7 sa BPI AYA Asia 7s 7 aside football. Now we shift our attention right now to 11 aside football, but centered tayo sa ating mga kabataan o yung mga youth grassroots development. So right now we have with us the one of the owners of the Makati Football Club who just came back from Singapore and won the Paul Parker overall trophy in the JSSL 7s. Let me welcome to the show Coach Selu Lozano. Coach, magandang hapon po and thank you for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well and doing fine. As we all say that Sports Corner PH is always there to feature some of our future grassroots talents that maybe someday we will bring pride and honor to our country as part of the elite teams such as the Astros and the Filipinas who just recently qualified for the World Cup. Okay, Coach Selu, kamusta na po kayo dyan sa Makati Football Club? And how it serves its mission and purpose to become the top football club when in charge of the grassroots program na sabihin natin pinamana sa inyong daddy na si Thomas Lozano who used to play before for Real Madrid.
Yeah, hi. So yeah, we were fortunate enough to do well in our last showing in our last international tournament. With regards to your question, being the top football club producer in the country is just one of our objective. It's not our main push. So just to clarify, the club is really centered on being a nationwide holistic program that gives access to as many Filipinos as possible. So yung platform namin just so happens to be football, and it's just consequential based on how we do things. Now we end up producing good talent and performing well internationally. But being the top football club is not our primary need and objective.
Okay, so can we give us a brief history tungkol sa ating Makati Football Club? Since the 1970s, it was there. And of course, apart from Metro Manila, it also focuses on a nationwide grassroots program. There's also a fact that one time, MFC won the Gocha Cup, which is considered as the biggest grassroots football event in the world. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so to your first question, if you see behind me in our trophy wall there, the Gothia Cup 1985 is up there. So the trophy was won. That was the first time they won ever the Gothia Youth Cup. My dad established, the story is quite simple. My dad was a former player, professional player in Spain, came to Asia in the 70s, and he established the club, which was then known as Makati Football School, in 1976. So my dad started it in Colegio de San Agustin, and the first international tournament, if I'm not mistaken, was in 1983. A lot of the players in the football industry, especially club owners. So for example, the owner of Kaya was a graduate of Makati Football Club, and other owners and players as well. So my dad created it over 5 decades ago, and it's gotten big, fortunately, over the years. And our program includes a lot of players from outside Metro Manila.
Okay, so ang focus na yon ng inyong club, hindi lang sa Metro Manila ito, kundi sa buong bansa na rin na right now kasi napakadaming mga produkto na maaari nating ipambato natin at ilagay doon sa grassroots sa program natin na ini-establish ninyo over the years.
Yeah, so for our club personally, one of our methods in being able to increase the level of training and to get the best out of the kids is you need better players, the best players around in training and competition. And one way we have done this was to be able to bring in recruits and players from all over the country. There is an abundance of talent everywhere around the Philippines. And it's just unfortunate many of them are not given the same privileges and opportunities such as the other kids in Manila. So we try our best to serve as a platform and offer opportunity to all walks of life around the country. And it's good that it consequentially it helps our club develop better players and increase the quality of our training.
Okay, the continuing commitment of and service of the Makati Football Club is a testament of how Pinoys can really excel in football and help it in the huge popularity there when it comes to supporting the Aztals and the Filipinas who have been qualified for the World Cup. And over the years, NPC produced some of the top-notch players, including team owners from different football clubs played in the PFL that we could offer for. Can you tell us how the setup worked for the talent identification program of the Makati Football Club? Naghahanap pa ng mga produkto hindi lang sa Metro Manila kundi sa iba't ibang mga lugar dito sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, so yung sistema namin is I believe different from the developmental model of other clubs and even the national team. We take a different approach wherein we really try to get the kids as young as possible. To help our club, we don't only have recruits from kids all over the country, but we also have recruits from other countries, and some of them are not even Filipino. It helps with the same concept of how we develop talent, wherein we try to surround our kids with the highest level of talent as possible. And at the same time, it's also very productive for their upbringing as a person to meet people from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different cultures, and all of that. That's what makes the overall player.
And since last year, when all the restrictions from the pandemic were eased, at of course, pinayagan na ulit na makalaro yung ating mga kabataan doon, lagi na kayo sumasali sa mga international competitions and nag-resume na rin yung training programs ninyo na binibigay. What were the challenges when this pandemic happened? Did you have some online clinics there? And why are you optimistic that things could be getting back into the new normal?
Okay. So firstly, we were not the main challenge was we were really not able to offer the same kind of quality services with regards to the training environment and as such. On the perspective of online training, we did some of it, but mainly it was done because of just trying to keep the kids together and have something to do and let them know what's happening in the club and just waiting out the pandemic basically. With regards to your second question on bakit kami optimistic na babalik lahat like normal, nothing changed. Everything was just a delay. My prediction before was things will get even crazier after the pandemic. Kids will want to play football even more, especially with the momentum of the World Cup, this recent World Cup, and all. There are new businesses that are opening up, getting involved into locations of open turf football fields and to this kind of thing. So it was never a question if things were gonna go back to normal. It was just a question of when.
Last month or earlier this month, during the Holy Week, sumali kayo dun sa JSSL Singapore Sevens with the other football clubs that I would like to mention it. There's Arayat FC, there's G8 Academy. Arayat FC, one of those who have played there is the son of actress and singer Shara Soto, who also won and G8 Academy also won the title there. And NFC, we're lucky to have won the Paul Parker Trophy overall championships because you won a gold and 4 silvers, right? During the JSSL, 4 silvers.
Yeah, so to put things in context, yung napanalunan namin was in the Cup division. I was happy to see the other Filipino teams there combining, and there were actually different clubs that played under Arayat and G8 that were a combination of different clubs. So it was nice to see the other Filipinos there competing and all. G8 and Arayat, I think, were able to garner some titles in the plate division. Fortunately for us, we were able to accomplish a lot of finishes in the cup division.
Ilan na on your part sa MFC, ilan ba yung mga sumali doon? And almost all were first-timers or they joined other international competitions prior to JSSL?
Our delegation of players was between 165 to 180. With coaches and staff, we were just above 200. With regards to the tournament, some were first timers. Many of them have already come to JSSL. Many of the first timers were first timer attendees of this tournament, but not of MFC international tournaments. They've gone to other international camps and trips with us already.
Okay, so how's the training program and the methods used for the MFC players who were competed in Singapore? I know it happened last Holy Week where some of our athletes go on vacation, but they sacrifice their vacation to train and put themselves on competitive mode para dito sa competition ito, sa youth.
Yeah, so as I've mentioned earlier, we run things differently in our club. We believe that we are the only high performance academy in the Philippines. What that means basically is we don't really need to change our schedule or change our methods just because we're preparing for a trip. The kids are constantly training 12 months around the year, 4, 5, some of them 6 times a week. This is really what they do full time. So when we have certain tournaments, we just adjust some of the variables in preparation of that tournament. The tournament was a 7-a-side tournament. So depending on the tournaments we join, we participate in, we adjust the variables in training depending on mechanics of how long are the games, are we playing 7, 9, 11 aside, what are the special rules, and things such as this.
Okay, to recap, the girls 2011 won the gold in the cup title. Then silver medal finishes na kinuha po yung girls 2009, boys 2011 and 2009. All were contributed to the winnings of the Paul Parker overall championship title in the GSSL Sevens. It's second since 2018. What can you say on the overall performance of the young strikers in the 7-a-side football during the tournament, which is actually one of the best participations there in the long history of the team's participation in the JSSL Sevens?
I'm very proud of everyone, from the kids, the staff, the parents. I'm not surprised. I mean that in the most humble way, because the kids really worked hard for this. They had a lot of preparation. They had a lot of sacrifices. We prepared for this before leaving for the trip. This was one of our academy objectives. We hope our army can garner back what we won in 2018. And we were fortunate enough to meet the objectives we set before the trip.
Okay, so among all those who have been competed in the JSSL and even in the other international competitions na sinalihan ninyo, naniniwala ka ba na meron ba tayong isang standout from MFC na may high potentials to become part of the youth team of Ascals and Pilipinas, and maybe in the future they will themselves elevate into the elite team?
I cannot identify and single out a certain player for a few different reasons. One of them being they are still being assessed. Second, many of these players change their pathways. Some players that are very good now end up being different in the future. Some that are not so good end up shining later on. You'll be surprised to find out that some kids that are good enough to play professionally abroad sometimes quit football and just go into academics. So our job, as I mentioned earlier, is to serve as a platform and a vehicle to give the kids as much opportunities as we can and support them with whatever they have. So if the child is successful in his quote-unquote football career, we've done our job. If the child is successful outside football and we served as a tool to help in some kind of way or connect him with something, we did our job. So yeah, that's my answer.
Coach Selu, so what's next in store for the Makati Football Club for this year, 2023? Any other international competitions that the kids will look forward to get an opportunity for international exposure?
Yes. In fact, in 2019, just before the pandemic, that was the year that we traveled the most. We had 11 international trips in 2019. So in a normal year, we travel countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Bangkok, Malaysia, Japan, Denmark, Sweden, Singapore, these are just some of the countries we go to. So for the next 6 months, the next major one lined up is the Gothia Youth Cup, which is my dad has created teams and delegations for the last 38 years. It just stopped during the pandemic when there was no travel, but as it opened again up this year, we will be going there on July. And after that, we will have the Malaysia Cup in September. We'll be going to Japan in October. We have another Singapore in November, Indonesia, Bangkok, and maybe Phuket in the end of the year.
Okay, so that will be a very busy year for the Makati Football Club and its grassroots development. By the way, currently there's ongoing classes right now for those who are interested, and of course encouraging our parents to talk to their children and subukan nila itong paglalaro ng football nang sa gayon ay achieve yung mga career goals. How can we inquire ang ating mga individuals who wanted to try out for MFC or to take the classes?
Yeah, so it can be as simple as just going to your social media in Makati Football Club's Instagram or Makati Football Club's page in Facebook. You can also, all my numbers and all our contact numbers are there. We train in Blue Pitch 5 days a week at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You just have to swing by, look for me, try to contact me. If you're a child outside Manila and you don't know what to do and you're in a province, reach out to me in my Facebook, just like many others do, and I'll help you place you in a place in one of our provincial locations.
Okay, so for my last question, Coach Selu, what are the learnings and lessons you will be ponder on from the recent stay in Singapore for the GSSL sevens that will be used for other international competitions that the MFC will be undertaking?
Well, number one, it's a testament to the kids to see that the Filipino is more than good enough to compete abroad and to be successful. And many of them are actually more hungry now to look for much higher level competition. The JSSL sevens is not the highest competition in the world. There are other countries that you can go to in Europe and other competitions that are much higher. So everything is relative. Depende sa bata kung ano yung level nila. We have a place for everyone. So what matters is what their starting point is, how they're progressing individually, and how they will be tomorrow, next week, and next year. So all the kids, why we travel heavily is we have to give opportunity to all the kinds of level. We have kids that just want to travel and just see the world and just be part of something. We have kids that aspire to be professionals and want to play against the top teams in the world, no matter how much they lose. So everyone has different objectives and agendas. And our job as the club is to be able to provide the same value proposition to all the clients we have.
Wishing you all the best, Coach Selu. And by the way, my last take, by the way, regards also to your partner, Miss Bea Tan, and your daughter Stella. Actually, I interviewed Bea last year to promote the Negros Beach Volleyball. And last weekend, nasa Beach Volleyball Republic naman siya sa Batangas. At nanalo siya ng silver medal with CF.
Yeah.
So, did you watch also Bea's game in BBR?
I was here. I was watching it live stream. She's actually here with me in our restaurant now. I'm in the Makati Football Club office in Paseo de Magallanes. Bea handles my other business, our restaurant. She's the head here, and yeah, it's a match made in heaven, I guess. That what she does. That's how we met with the volleyball and the football. So look forward to us doing some kind of events moving into the future where there will be a cross of BBR and MFC, and especially in the provincial locations.
All right. So give my regards to Bea and even to Giselle. Hope we could
Yeah.
soon again in our Sports Corner PH interviews. But before you say your final remarks, magpupotop lang muna tayo ha. Siyempre, thumbs up po tayo and smile as a sign of victory. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Coach Selu, it's your turn to promote the Makati Football Club. Again, how can we reach out to us and magpasalamat ka na sa mga tumulong para maging matagumpay itong kampanya nito sa JSSL Sevens.
Yeah, I'm thankful to all the players, parents, staff, supporters, sponsors, and everyone who helped make this happen. I want to reach out to especially the kids outside Metro Manila that really want to have a chance to dare to dream, and just find your way to contact us. Go to Facebook. Everyone has Facebook. Message. I'm the one who's I monitor the messages there. No matter how small you are or who you think you are, you're a nobody, I will mind you. So just reach out to us and gagawa namin ng paraan. I'm happy to share that everyone in the academy, most of the kids that are in Manila, really appreciate our provincial players being part of our program. And we would love to know what more we can do as a club to help the development of the sport. But in a bigger sense, we're really more interested in how we can empower youth Filipinos, knowing that they're special, not just foreigners, but for to look out to focus on Filipinos, because everything is in this country already. You don't need to look outside.
By the way, you forgot to mention some of the sponsors of the campaign of JSSL Sevens, in particular, yung Tingog party list of Congressman Yeda Romualdez and Congressman
Yes.
Yeda Romualdez and Congressman Judah Sidre. Please go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to them for supporting this. This was their initial venture to this. We're looking forward to other government parties that who can support us nationwide, especially since our contacts and our programs are all over the country. Also to our sponsor, Studio 300, whose kids are in our academy, and we will be holding sessions there as well in their new locations. They're one of the people that started creating football locations. They have one now in Pasong Tamo, and there's gonna be a new football field, in case you guys didn't know, in Bridgetown, sa Pasig, a full-size FIFA accredited field. So you'll be seeing us in Quezon City soon. Anyone that contacts your program that wants to know anything about us, please feel free to give our numbers. If you need our contact list, our emails, or anything, we'll be happy to help.
Again, you may check out the Facebook page and even the Instagram account of MFC for inquiries and concerns regarding the grassroots program. Hope to see our Makati football products continue to go, continue to progress, and give opportunities and excel in the professional level sooner. Who knows? Maybe one day we will see them donning the Ascals and Filipinas jersey soon, or even play in the Sevens Football League or di kaya sa PFL. And good luck to all your initiatives on the grassroots level, and of course continuing the international exposure of our young and talented players. Coach Selu, it's been a nice talking to you. Thank you so much for granting this invite, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye po. Maraming salamat.
Bye, guys.
Bless you.
Bye.
Thank you.